Lord, again, we thank you for this gathering and this freedom to gather in self-government. We pray that you would give us wisdom and unity and help us to serve the people that put us here to do this job as well as best as we can. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. All right, next would be a roll call. Caroline, Commissioner Shepard is excused.
Thank you. Commissioner Haley,
Here.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Garber,
Here.
Commissioner Howard,
Here.
and Commissioner Shepard is excused, and Chairman Broder.
Here. This time I'd look for a motion to approve today's agenda.
So moved.
Support. A motion with support. Any discussion or changes in the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor of approving today's agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're approved. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the June 17th, 2026 Board of Commissioners meeting.
So moved. Support.
Motion with support. Discussion on the minutes, changes. All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is approved. All right, sorry, I lost my place here. Approval of the bills. Commissioner Garber.
Thank you. I move to approve the invoice edit reports for 6/18, 6/19, 6/25, 6/26, 7/2, 7/3, 7/9, 7/10, including both batch and wire transfers in the amount for $7,164,958.46 and approve Treasury to authorize the warrants.
Support.
I have a motion of support. Questions on the bills or any discussion on the bills? I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Was that Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, we're supposed to be saying that
You'll get there.
someday.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes. All right, at this point, we have a presentation of our audit. We move this at this point because Ken, if you'd like to come on up, I know you have to get back to the tundra.
Yep. Where the bridge closes. Thanks for having me here to go over the 2025 audit results. We did the 25 audit, regular financial audit, as well as the single audit, which is required because of receiving over $1 million in federal money during the year. With the audits, the takeaway is at the end of it is getting an opinion on the financial statements. We always have 4 options. There's an adverse opinion, meaning there is discrepancies in the evidence compared to the numbers. There could be a disclaimer, which is kind of rare, where sometimes you can't get evidence or assurance on the information. And there's a modified, which means most things are okay, but maybe one area is weak, like maybe you don't have your pension information or OPEB information done and up to date to put in the audit, but everything else is fine. And then the last is the unmodified, or what in the old days we used to just call the clean opinion, and that's what Shiawassee got for 2025, is the clean opinion. And kind of giving everybody a little background of the things we do with the audit. There's a lot of looking at evidence, whether it's invoices, backup or receipts. We'll confirm every bank that you do business with. We confirm with each one, as well as every account they have and the investments. Confirm the different debts with the debtors. With the state, they have pretty much all the different revenue sources online, so we can confirm things like revenue sharing, the different substance abuse state money, I think the 911 monies, pretty much all of those different, even the grants that are federal and state that they pass through. So it gives us an ability to kind of compare everything with what you've got, what you should have, and make sure everything agrees. And then we also will look at a lot of different relationships, like take, for example, with payroll, kind of looking at what you have for total payroll. We look at the 941 reports generated, look at fringes. We do a lot of things of percentages of each thing compared to the total base. Like we should know what Social Security is at a percentage, Medicare, and like retirement costs and all those things. So everything kind of looks reasonable year to year, as well as kind of what you do to other governments too, in the state of Michigan. So it gives us assurance that, and a lot of different things that we do to make sure that the audited numbers are correct and can be relied upon at the end of everything. And that's how we can give our opinion. And we do a similar thing with the single audit with the federal money, but that's kind of more like compliance of meeting the grant terms, spending it on the right thing, spending it on an allowable activity, doing the reporting, making sure eligible people are getting the assistance they're supposed to. There's other things too, like could be like Davis-Bacon, program income and everything, to make sure everything's done right with the grants. And that's where you also received a clean opinion too for the grant administration for the year. So the next thing we'll look at is we handed out a packet of graphs, which I kind of always think is a little bit more helpful to kind of see how things went for the year. So the first one is the assets of the entire county. And it starts with one of the biggest areas is the different cash and equivalents and investments you have. And that got a little bit better this year to 27 million. But then you also get money from receivables, accounts, taxes receivable, leases receivable bumped up because you had a new debt for our new bonds taken out for the medical care facility, and the way it structures the debt's taken on into the county for probably favorable interest rates, and then they have a lease back to the county to repay that debt. That's why we have that increase this year to cover that. But a lot of the other things are all pretty comparable, like inventories, prepaid items, which usually is like prepaid insurance or contracts that are paid up front and then treated like an asset because they benefit a future period. We have capital assets from about 17 million last year, 60 million. That's all the different land, building, equipment, vehicles, police cars, things like that allow you to give service to the residents of the county. So like I said, capital assets are usually one of the biggest areas. But overall, assets landed a bit higher at 68 million for 25. The second graph shows the liabilities or obligations of the county. And you have a lot of the usual areas like accounts payable, money due to vendors, accrued liabilities for accrued salaries and taxes, accrued interest on debt, unearned revenue, which is anytime we have money, like grant money, like the ARPA that's received ahead of time, but then we're waiting to spend it and meet the grant requirements, it gets held in this liability until that's all done and met, then it gets released into revenue. So that's going down as that's being spent. Vested benefits landed at 941,000, down from 1.5. And one of the changes with that this last year is the accounting's been changed by the GASB, which is the national body. We used to always kind of look at just at what people are going to get paid when they leave employment of the government. To get like if they have anything built up for sick vacation time and it's this allowable balance by county policy, they get like a check at the end of the year upon retiring. So that was always a big liability that's tracked. Well, that's been enhanced by the GASB to kind of not only look at what that is, but they also want to track now like the time people are accumulating and building. And even if by policy they're not allowed to get a payment in cash, they still are going to be allowed to use that time and take time off. So that is a part of the liability now to keep tracked and included.
Quick question on,
Sure.
it looks like we went up about 2 million, but it looks like the bonds were responsible because that they went up 4, but that's probably again the Pleasant View. So if we took that out, we're actually 2 million to the better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you would have bonded for Pleasant View, your overall liabilities would have been less because we worked to pay off the MERS debt.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Will that, will that bounce come back down in a year or is it 7 years? I think, how many years?
I think we bonded for 10 years.
10, so for that 10-year period, will that number?
As long as you don't take out no more bonds.
It'll keep going down.
Oh, okay, per year.
If you take out more
Okay.
bonds, it'll go up, but if you don't take out any more bonds, which we have no anticipated projects to do so, it'll continue to go down because you're paying off the debt.
So we're not looking at a 10-year just suddenly drop, it's a gradual. Okay.
Yep.
And even with that, without the trend on other things being down, next year when we this year, when we compare to last year, we should see ourselves again hitting a downward trend because we're not taking out any new bonds.
The only thing I'd add for this page is your net pension liability and the OPEB obligation, which is retiree healthcare. Those have been going down too. I think probably one of the biggest reasons is the market's doing better, so that's allowing those to be better funded. And like we mentioned too, you're taking out the bonds to get those in a better funded position, and that's helped tremendously to get that knocked down. So those are in a better place each year. The third page shows the net position of the entire county, and we break in the 3 areas, and it's kind of like all the fund balance, all collected all together for the county. So you have a piece of it that relates to all the fixed assets and capital equipment net of debt, which is about 16.2 million. You have restricted of 11 million, and then unrestricted of negative 19 million. And the reason it's negative is because of having those different long-term obligations, like the OPEB and the pension liability and the bonds to pay for the pension. And the restricted means that you have to have that kind of kept in a separate bucket, either by legislative law or by if it's a millage or if it's a grant. Anything left at the end of the year has got to be kept in that bucket and used for a particular purpose moving forward. It can't be used for just generally anything. And that's one of the interesting things about government, when people look at them like, oh, they've got all this money or all, this cash, but that may be true, but a lot of things are compartmentalized for a particular purpose. Like if there's money left over in the child care fund, that's got to stay for child care. If there's millage money, like an ambulance millage, recycling, that if there's anything left, that's for a particular purpose. So a lot of things are kind of locked in for, certain things that you really can't spend the money for anything else. So that's what restricted means. Page 4 shows the general fund's revenues, and always whether you're counting up north or down south, the biggest area of revenues is property taxes, and that continues to do better. I think you went up to 15 million just based on taxable values. It seems like they're last year they increased 6%. I can't recall what they went up this year. I thought maybe 5 or 6 again, but values are staying pretty strong, so that's allowed that area to continue to do better. A lot of the other areas are pretty consistent. Government, intergovernmental, which is the federal, state, local grants went down a little bit, but I think we're seeing less federal funding, especially for the ARPA COVID monies as that continues to wind down. So that would attribute to that going down, especially into the next few years. But total revenues were about 22 million. The 5th graph shows the expenses now of the general fund. Everything is pretty comparable between both years. There's a slight increase for general government, which is like a lot of departments of the county: treasurer, clerk's office, building and grounds, elections, equalization, all the general areas. Judicial, it's all the courts. Public safety includes the sheriff's office and jail and road patrol, things like that. Public works, like some additional drain costs. Health and welfare, usually all the different appropriations for like substance abuse, mental health, health department, medical examiner, community economic development, which costs for the registered deeds department, for example, housing, rec and culture, usually parks, and then there's capital outlay, which anytime we buy capital asset, that's spent out of capital outlay. Overall, about 20 million last year and 21.1 million this year. So expenses really stayed comparable between both years. The 6th page shows the fund balance for the general fund, which is kind of an important measure of how healthy a county is doing. You're having pretty slight increases over the last 3 years, and you've landed at just over 3 million for 25. So you're keeping the fund balance healthy. People always ask, what is like a rule or law of like fund balance? What's too much? What's too little? What should we be doing? And I think the finance officers for the United States Association came up with a floor of like 10 to 15%, which I think you're above that 15% is a good place to always stay above, to stay healthy. because a lot of grants are reimbursement basis, so the county's got to spend the money, for the state to pay them back. You know, a lot of different projects, you want to have that cushion for things that come up you may not always plan for. So it kind of gives you like that savings, as well as anytime the state pushes other mandates to have you do additional things without funding, you've kind of got that cushion to, you know, deal with the things that hopefully you can handle and don't surprise you. So
Could I ask a question directly? So Ken, as we're talking about that fund balance, I just want to, it's not really a question, but more of a comment that 7 years ago, 6 years ago, when Dr. Boggs, when Tracy came on, that fund balance was pretty non-existent. So each year we see that continue, and for all the reasons that you just stated, that's extremely important. So I just really want to highlight that, so that people are aware of how important that is and what a good job this office has done with that. My question is, when we look at our general fund budget, we have our keyboard warrior commissioner that's not here today stating that our budget goes up about $1 million per year, which about 4%. Would you find
inflation.
would you find that alarming, unusual, corrupt in any way?
No, I mean, I think it'd be surprising if it didn't go up at least by like the inflationary rates, and then beyond, you know, it's at least got to go up by inflation, and then based on what's changed or what are you guys going to do differently, which, you know, I think there's always going to be something. It's kind of hard to, if it's going down or staying the same, that maybe means that you're reducing service or cutting services, which I don't, you know, think that happens too often, unless people get into dire straits, like not having enough fund balance or having issues. So I would think like the inflationary increases, you know, would be pretty normal.
Thank you.
I always say with budgeting is like there's no mystery or anything special about it. Like you start with, one good place to start is with last year and kind of look at it, say, okay, what are we doing any different? Or you know, what are we faced with? Maybe, you know, oh, we've got to build a new jail this year, so we know that's gonna bump it up, you know, because we've got to pay for that. Or, you know, maybe we got to replace a whole bunch of the new police cars. So you kind of layer these other things that are different. And maybe there are some areas that would cause decreases, and you work that into it too. But you know, overall, everything just seems to go up every year. It's kind of hard to, but not impossible to decrease. But that's all part of the plan. So I mean, when you do the budget each year, I kind of think you would have a pretty good feel of where you're going to go. And usually most organizations kind of either get to that place or they know, you know, what may have changed. So
Well, and I think in our case, of course, most municipalities, our goal is to provide services to our residents, and that takes employees.
Yep.
And this board has been extremely proactive with wage studies, with union negotiations, and getting those wages where they need to be so that we get and retain qualified people. I hope that we can continue to pay people more, pay people what they deserve, and that's gonna take an increase in the budget, so.
right.
That's all.
I mean, whether you're a business, private sector business, it's everybody deals with the same things. And like, you know, attracting and keeping people is a hard thing. And you do all those things. Like I think you said, doing a wage study is an important step. You know, comparing yourself to the other surrounding county, what are they doing? And because you need, people are your biggest, you know, they say expense, but they're also your biggest asset.
And they really are,
do
and when you're
service.
providing services, yeah, we want good people. Good people provide good services, so we have to pay
And
them.
longevity of people staying.
Go ahead.
I think I have two more graphs showing all the government funds combined, but everything's still pretty comparable as far as the revenues overall for the year. I think we landed at 40 million versus 37 million overall. So each area, taxes, being a little bit stronger because of those taxable values, but all the other areas are pretty comparable between each year as far as what you're bringing in. And the 8th page shows the expenditures of all government funds combined. Again, too, I think everything's pretty level. Like the revenues are doing a little bit better in this year, but the expenses stayed pretty tight to last year. So that kind of allows you to get a little bit stronger as far as like your fund balance or net position. So, and to allow you into the year in a little bit better spot. So, pretty good financially for the county for 25.
Do we have any written questions?
Yep.
Any questions or comments? I'll start with a comment. I really like the graphs.
Good.
I like how you separated them, explained them. Thank you, that was very helpful.
That's the aim.
Any questions for Ken or comments?
I really like the economic factors, starting on page 12. I think that gives a real good snapshot, not only for us, but for any of the public that look at the budget, kind of highlight some of the things that we keep in mind.
That's Dr. Boggs actually. But the MD&A, you're right, is a good point. I always say to the different organizations, if you look at these audit reports and they're 150, 200 pages, you know, it's like, man, I don't know if I can read it. If you at least look at the MD&A, and I'm not even saying you got to look at every page of the MD&A, which is like 13 pages in your case. Look at highlight parts, because that gives you an idea in layman's terms, usually of what's going on with the county. What'd you do? What new programs? What whether it's in different grant programs or building things, fixing roads, whatever. It gives you, a nice condensed version of what we spend the money on, or what are we gonna do.
Well, and Ken, when
Oh,
you
nice.
say MDA, you mean management's discussion and
Yeah.
analysis.
Yeah.
I just want to make that
Yeah.
clear, and it does. It's
Yeah.
I think sometimes people get overwhelmed. They look at this book and see the number of pages, but if you just look at that, like you said, it's not that complicated.
No. It's pretty understandable, I think. And we do vet the info, even though management writes it, we do vet the information to make sure it agrees with everything else you see in the audit. Because I know some people, I've had some city managers start talking about what's going on in other countries like Greece, and we gotta get back to the point, or we gotta kind of stick to, if fund balance went up or down, what you're talking about's got to mirror. So I mean, there is collaboration to make sure that you get accurate information in this area, even if it's written by management.
So you can't just go on Facebook and make stuff up and read
Right.
it there.
Well, Facebook you can, but
Right.
in here you can't.
All right, any other comments or questions? Ken, thank you for driving all this way. Thank you very much for your efforts and your explanations. And congratulations to our administration on
Yes.
another excellent audit.
Yeah, and by adding, we appreciate their hard work too and all their information. We ask a lot of questions, a lot of different ways, look at different things. Well, you have people reduce things sometimes, and we move around a lot. So it's a lot of work, and everybody's always very cooperative and willing to help and timely too about getting things done. So we appreciate their work.
Thank you.
All right, thanks
And,
everybody.
if it's okay with the board, because you guys go back to the EP, I would ask that you be excused.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
I thought that was an assumed thing. Please feel free.
Thank you.
All right, that was excellent. All right, this time we have our first opportunity for the public to address this board. Right now, only one, and that would be Paula. If you would come forward, please.
Yes, Paula Brooks from Durand. I was recently at your finally redecorated and redone courthouse, but I noticed in sitting through Judge Stewart's courtroom that day, and several of us noticed it, that the sound was so terrible that we couldn't hear him, or were picking up only bits and pieces of what he was saying. And the attorneys, because their backs were to us, we weren't picking up what they were saying. I think with the high ceiling, that the acoustics in there, it just kind of dissipates the sound. And I don't know whether Judge Stewart talks a little bit softer also, which was playing into part of that, but I think something needs to be adjusted for that so that the audience can hear what is actually going on during a court proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Anybody else? All right, let's move on then to committee reports. Gary, can we start with you today?
Okay, I'm on the Shiawassee Council on Aging, and we met over to Morris, and the school's gonna take it over, and we're gonna finally get it done, but they always find some little technicalities that keep going on and on, so it's
Probably
not.
the attorneys.
Yeah, well, yeah, something about the property lines or something were a little bit different. Anyway, it's gonna move forward, that we're gonna just rent the building instead of take it over. Also, I'm on the health department, with Larry Johnson, with infections going on. We didn't have a meeting in July, so I don't know any details on it, only what you hear in the news and in the newspapers, so. I'm on the Health and Wellness Board with, mental health there, and, they lost their funding for, paying the workers that do the, recycling, so, they're gonna have to pay to have recycling done now. And also on the SEDP with Justin Horvath, and he's always got, all kinds of grants and business things and meetings for people at businesses, so that's going great. Any questions?
Thank you. Commissioner Garber.
Yes, thank you. I want to talk about Pleasant View just for a couple of minutes today. I have been there twice this week. The new addition is going very well, despite the bad weather over the winter. A few problems, that are going to come up in an expansion that size. It's going very well. Next month, there may be an opportunity to do kind of a walkthrough to see the progress. So looking forward to that. And we did meet today, and I want to just read one sentence from the vision for Pleasant View. Pleasant View will transform all of healthcare through relentless advocacy aimed to shape systematic policy to ensure the highest quality of care. So what that means for me is working with Director Shana Espinoza through the National Association for Long-Term Care Facilities, Health Facilities. We will be attending a meeting this week. I've got, these are 7 priorities that her and I met over this week, have discussed, and will be advocating for the residents, our people that live at Pleasant View. I have learned a lot over the past 7 years. Part of that is that I have a lot more to learn. It is incredibly important from that statement that I read that we advocate for the people that need long-term health care in our community. Shana and her team do a really amazing job of that. I'll just give you a quick example. One of the things that we'll be talking about is when a person goes to Pleasant View for short-term care, they get paid a daily rate. That daily rate is supposed to cover medication, except in some cases, a lot of cases, it does not. Medication's expensive. Prescriptions are expensive. So then, to make it even worse, if the person, say, has some medication and they bring it, then they can get cited for that because, oh, you're getting paid for that. Well, you're not getting paid enough. So that is, like I said, I've got 7 things that we have, not just Shana and I, but the whole group will be discussing at this upcoming meeting and advocating at a federal level, because that's where these things are mandated from for our people in this community. So a lot going on there behind the scenes. Also, the activities for August, 22 scheduled, activities, events. And within that 22, there will be 10 trips to the fair. I only counted that as one. So they will, for 5 days, make 2 trips a day out to the fair. They will be taking our residents to the Moonlight Market. They're gonna have a guy coming in to do radio controlled cars. And then, of course, bingo, lug nuts. They are gonna have a Nerf night. I don't know what that is, but kind of sounds fun. They do a lot for our people, and I just wanted to take this chance to talk about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Johnson?
So, Parks and Rec did not meet in this month, so I don't have too much to report right now in terms of committees or how that goes. So I will, and that, not much to report this time, much more next month, so.
Thank you. Commissioner Howard?
Yeah, Parks and Rec did meet, or not Parks and Rec, Planning Commission met, Parks and Rec did not, we served. Planning Commission, we had, 3 items before us. One item we approved was a small amendment to a site plan. One item, was withdrawn for ZBA, and then one item we actually tabled due to kind of lack of information. We needed some more, brought before the Planning Commission. They had quite a few variances they were looking for, in terms of what we like to see on a site plan. So hoping they come back here shortly and we can get a good look at that with all the information presented to the board.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, commissioners. Let's move on to committee motions and reports. Commissioner Howard, maybe start with you.
Absolutely. I move to approve the appointment of Adam Lawrence to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Support.
I have a motion with supports. Commissioner Haley supported, I believe.
Very briefly, Adam is from the Byron area, originally lives in Bennington Township with his wife, and he works for one of the senators in Lansing, is interested in being on the bank. There's Zoning Board of Appeals.
Questions or comments? All in favor of approving that appointment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, let's move on to the next item.
I move to approve the contract between FLB Collective and Shiawassee County for TPA services for administration of the county housing rehab program.
Support? Motion with support from. Okay, Commissioner Hayes.
So very briefly, this program is old funding that came to us through a CDBG program. You see it mostly when you're discharging the mortgages that come before you. It had been administered through Pete's office with a TPA, except there's no longer one that was willing to do the program. And so for the last 2 years, there has not been a TPA. Sarah's and FLB Collective are interested in doing that, and it will pair nicely with our work that we're doing with the land bank, which also is a homeowner rehab program and a rental rehab program. So together we'll be able to use both entities to help the residents of Shiawassee County with some of those emerging needs. And it was in Pete's office, but it will be transitioning to being under my supervision, and we will be reestablishing the housing board that goes along with it in the coming months.
And TPA stands for
Third party administrators.
Any questions? Do you need to say anything, Sarah?
Oh, sorry.
No, hi, everybody. We know each other well at this point. Working with you has been a pleasure, and so we would love an opportunity to continue to work with you on additional funding sources and make sure that they're all in compliance with the police fund.
Thank you.
We've appreciated how you've managed to squeeze every penny you can get from the area, so please keep it up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We approve of, as Dr. Boggs would say, other people's money. All right, any other questions or comments on that? If not, I will need a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Garber.
Yes.
Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
Commissioner Haley.
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen.
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the July 13th, 2026 Economic and Physical Development Committee meeting.
Support.
I have a motion with support from Commissioner Garber. Any questions on those minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? These minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Garber, back to you, please.
Thank you. I move to adopt the 2025 audit and place it on file.
Support.
Motion with support from Bill. Any comments, questions on our wonderful audit?
Yes. Comment. When I came on this board, when I joined this board in 2019, we were under a corrective action plan through Treasury on our single audit. This board was chaotic. Everything was in, I would say, disarray. And I think this audit just really hits home the good work we do. The people in this room, the people that are sitting at this table. I am so proud to serve with you guys and to work with Dr. Boggs and Tracy and everybody in this office. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard.
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve resolution number 260713, submitting to a vote of the electorate a millage proposition for senior citizen services.
Support.
Got a motion with support from Commissioner Olshausen. Discussion on that item?
So very briefly, so the original millage was a half a mil. It has over the years been reduced to 49.42. So a slight decrease, but as a renewal, that's acceptable. And then it will generate about $1.3 million.
Any questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the contract with SRESD for technology support for 2 years at $122,055 and authorize the board chair to execute that contract.
Support.
Motion with support from, I think, Commissioner Haley was first.
Yeah, pretty much same time, I think.
It's hard for me to tell.
I know, right? We're really,
I only have one good
we're
year.
really timed over here.
All right, discussion on that item.
So we outsource our technology services, and we have 2 of those contracts, well, 3 of those contracts, one with the Sheriff's Department, one with the Health Department, and one with General County Services. This is the General County Services one. It has been locked in for the last 4 years at $118,000. It went up 3% to $122,000, and will remain that for the next 2 years.
Comments, questions?
A modest increase.
Yes, seems very modest increase. I think we've been happy with their services too. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to adopt the proposed CDBG policies for conflict of interest, complaint, fraud prevention, and fair housing only for the use and administration of the CDBG infrastructure grant for Creek Point.
Support.
Motion with support from Bill.
So in part of getting this grant, we have to have certain policies and procedures that comply with the federal money. These are the ones that Sarah and myself have drafted in compliance. They've been reviewed by our champion at MISTA, who is the person we work with there, and we need to adopt these, but they only apply to that particular project.
All right. Questions, all in favor of approving that signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, approved there.
I move to approve the minutes of the July 13th, 2026 Finance and Administration Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with support from Commissioner Johnson. Questions on the minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's approved. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Haley.
I look for a motion to approve the refilling of an animal control officer.
I will support that.
Motion with support.
So our animal control officer left. This is the budgeted for position. The sheriff has been working to secure a new one, and I think he's very close.
Oh, good. All right, any questions on that? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Chairman Broder,
Yes.
I look for a motion to authorize MERS to allow Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Hall to purchase 12 months of service credit as requested.
Support.
Motion with support from Commissioner Garber.
So it is under our plan, our MERS plan, the old MERS plan that we have. Employees can purchase service time. It usually requires them pay the employee section, the employer part of it, and then an actuarial amount determined by MERS. In this particular case, he has done that and received his quote from MERS, and it adds to his retirement. Essentially what it is, it's like adding to your 401k, and you could do that, and it would allow him, if he so chooses, to leave earlier or advance his retirement. But it is all his money and there's zero cost to us for doing so.
Any questions about that? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I look for a motion to approve the contract between Father Flanagan's Boys Home or Boys Town and Shiawassee County for Shiawassee County youth treatment.
Support. A motion with support. Commissioner.
So this is used by the youth center and by the family court for placement of delinquent youth. We do not use this one often, but it is a last resort. It's not a state place, but we have to have a contract with them to even have them as an option to use.
Any questions on that, comments? Roll call vote on that, please.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I look for a motion to approve the replacement of the deputy probate register at a grade 5 and the part-time guardian ad litem at a grade 3 as presented.
Support.
Motion with support.
So the deputy probate register is what is called a confidential employee that is appointed by Judge Dignan. It is his confidential employee. He has decided to advance the person that is in the guardian ad litem position to that. So we were refilling that position and then we will be posting for the guardian ad litem position grade 3. So it's a promotion for the one, but both positions became open, so we have to refill both.
All right, any questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I look for a motion to approve the minutes of the July 14th, 2026 Public Safety Court.
We missed one.
We missed one.
E.
Oh, I did, I'm sorry, sorry. Looking for a motion to approve the replacement of the family court financial advisor at a grade 5 and register at a grade 4 as presented.
Support.
Motion with support from Commissioner Johnson.
Very similar, the person that's in the financial advisor position is retiring, the person that's in the grade 4 would like to advance to that position. The court has offered that to them pending your approval, and then the grade 4 will be posted for replacement.
Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I look for a motion to approve the minutes of the July 14th, 2026 Public Safety and Courts Committee meeting.
Support.
For motion with support, questions on the minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? These minutes are approved. Thank you. Commissioner Haley, Commissioner Garber, back to you.
Thank you. I move to approve the contract between Shiawassee County for the Health Department and Shiawassee RESD for technology services for the period of July 1, 2026 to June 30th, 2028, and authorize the board chair to sign all necessary documents.
Support.
Motion with support from Commissioner Olshausen.
Same thing, at their contract, it was $75,000, it went up to $77,000, a 3% increase.
And this is a separate contract because the health department has their own funding, correct? See, I knew that.
Yep. The first one you did was general fund appropriated, this one is health department.
Very good. Any other questions on that? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Olshausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Haley,
Yes.
Chairman Broder.
Yes.
I move to approve the minutes of the July 14th, 2026 Health and Human Services Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion with the support somewhere.
I heard house.
I think
Gary.
All right. Questions on the minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, those minutes are approved. Thank you, Commissioner Garber. At this time, just a couple of comments by me, as Gary pointed out, we're getting some things straightened away at SCOA. We are about to move that Morris building from ownership there to ownership by the school system, and that is a terrific thing for the long-term health of SCOA, since the school has agreed to a 5-year contract to allow SCOA to rent space, very affordable. So all the talk about possibly closing up over there in the last couple of years we've heard has been avoided. We still have the Shiawassee building we have to work on next. I somehow ended up chair of the building committee. I don't know how that happened, but I really got on building. I didn't know I was chair. Found that out today.
I thought you voted no on yourself.
I did. I voted no. I was the only one to vote no to put myself on the committee. Anyway, the Shiawassee building, there's from way back in 23, there's a $2 million list of things they'd like to do. Of course, they don't have that money. And my suggestion of what they're going to do is the building is completely paid off, so it is an asset for them. They're going to look into the possibility of mortgaging that building in order to do some, but not all of the repairs and prioritize. So we're getting things going over there too. So that's going well. The land bank, of course, we're doing terrific. We've got more grants coming in for for housing rehab and for rental rehab. Lot of different things going on at the land bank. I'm very proud of that, as you all know. Trying to think of anything else. I do have for all of you. This came in after our last month's meetings from an attorney regarding some questions on our towing. Everybody gets one of these, so here I'll just hand a couple of them out. And you all have gotten yours. So I just, since we didn't have any, this was our first regular meeting, I just put them in storage here until our meeting. You can all look at it, and I'm not going to ask you to. It's a lot of material, but the basic stuff is on the first few pages. So if you would just at least read the first few pages and understand where we are with that. That's about it. Dr. Boggs.
So very briefly, we've been very busy working on the land bank grants and the county grants. One of the things that we will be doing is in the next few weeks, the Mowinski building in Shiawassee will be coming down with the land bank money.
Did that get worked out?
It did. And so we will be coming together, and we have an agreement that Eric has drafted that has been sent over for signature to Mr. Mowinski. And so hopefully we will have that ready to roll by the end of this month. Then it will come down late this month or early August. We've been working on the county infrastructure grants. And I just want to say thank you to our team we have here that works on all the financial stuff to make such a great audit. I mean, without Tracy, our two Stephanies and Morgan, it wouldn't be possible.
And Tyler.
He did carry some boxes.
Can I just say one final note?
Please,
In addition to that, I know I feel like a bit of a broken record here, but I do want to emphasize, and I think as Commissioner Garber had mentioned about this audit and the shape of things when you came in 2019 and everything that Dr. Boggs has done. This is a heavy lift to do what he and the team have done in the last 7 years. This is a big deal. This is a heavy lift. I work in Lansing. I work here. I worked with a lot of different teams before, and there was a lot to wrangle and pull together and really turn the ship around. So I really appreciate the work that you put into it and make it seem very seamless. It's never, you always make it smooth and get the ship running as it should be. So we appreciate the work and everyone involved in your team. So thank you very much.
And I think I recall from our meeting, the Mowinski building, if you all know where that is, in downtown Owasso has leaned another 7 inches, I think, since last, so just everybody, if you happen to be over there, don't lean on it.
It's like he's like.
Seriously, I think I should put a camera outside so we can have a YouTube thing in case one
Right,
night.
in case it does.
That would be spectacular. But no, I think they're gonna get it down. It should be no problem. All right, this is our second opportunity for anybody in the public to address this board. Is there? Yes, oh, I meant to mention this, Carol. Go ahead and,
I handed out the 9-day early voting flyers to everyone. If you are at meetings throughout the county this week, please share that information. And my locals are also sharing that, they're supposed to be sharing that information. It's the second go around for us in the state of Michigan, so it will start Saturday the 25th and finish on Sunday, August 2nd, 9 days of early voting. So please share that information.
all right.
Hopefully I'll be on the front page of the Argus this coming week
Good.
with a story about it, because people do not understand it's every other year, and we only did it in 2024, and so it's not something that Michiganders are acclimated to, and so we're trying to push that again.
Okay.
I also would like to share that being a county employee first, before I became an elected official, how wonderful, I mean, really, I have a great relationship with Dr. Boggs, and it was nice that Tracy took under my chief and I to do a little general ledger training this, I don't know, was this week, last week, anyway, recently, and, coming from someone that was a staff, seeing, living the progression, it has been I mean, I just said to someone, this has been the best board, and people getting an HR department being serious. I mean, our budget meetings, the board meetings, it's a world of difference, and it's just great to be able to see it. I mean, I've been with the county 30 years. That's a long time. But it's wow. It is wow.
It is.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah.
That's your kind words. Before we adjourn, Tracy, you want to take a bow?
We should.
You're hearing a lot of love in this meeting for you and your department.
I know, I was trying to finish some stuff up for Ken. I appreciate the help we get from all the department heads, because there's pieces of the audit that have to get kicked out to everybody to do. The treasurer's office has to pull together reports, HR has to pull together reports, it's not just me. It does take everybody, and we do appreciate that everybody pitches in and helps.
Very good. All right. If there's anything else, I will adjourn this love fest.
Chairman, can I ask